Emma Carter sat in the back of the carriage. Her fingers were shaken as she held the marriage contract. This contract had her sister's name on it. The paper felt really heavy in her hands. It felt heavy because of the lie that she had to tell. Emma Carter looked out the window. She saw the view change from fields to an old forest. The trees in this forest were very twisted. They looked like bones sticking up towards the sky. It was getting dark. The trees looked like they were trying to grab something that they had lost a long time ago. Emma Carter was still holding the marriage contract that had her sister's signature on it. 20-4 hours ago, Emma was on her hands and knees scrubbing the floors in her family's estate like she always was. Nobody really noticing her. 24 hours ago, her sister Charlotte was getting ready for her wedding. To the vampire king, she was so beautiful. 24 hours ago, Emma's life was pretty sad. At least she knew what to expect every day. Then something unexpected happened. Charlotte looked at their mother, and tears started rolling down. Her face, she said she just could not marry the king. She thought he was a monster. Her father had turned his gaze to Emma, and in that moment, the fate of Emma had been sealed. The dress that they had made her wear was Charlotte's. It had been changed quickly. It still did not fit right. The top part was too big. The shoulders were too tight. The color of the dress was very dark, like the middle of the night. This color was chosen because it would be liked by someone who loves darkness. The dress made Emma's skin look very pale, like a ghost in the faint light. Emma had tried to say that this was an idea. She had opened her mouth to say something. Her mother had hit her so hard that her ears were still ringing. Her mother had said she should be thankful. For once in your worthless life, you will be useful to this family. The carriage bounced along on the ground, and Emma put her hand on her stomach because she felt sick. She had been hearing about King Dominic Thorne since she was a girl. People said King Dominic Thorne was really old, than 400 years old. King Dominic Thorne could stop wars by showing up. King Dominic Thorne had destroyed families because they did something to make him mad. King Dominic Thorne did not care about people. He did not love anyone. He never felt bad for being mean to those who made him angry. Now Emma, a person who never hurt anyone, was being brought to his house. It was like she was a lamb being sacrificed. She was wearing clothes that did not belong to her. The forest got really thick. It blocked out the last bits of sunlight that were fading away. Emma saw things between the trees, like eyes that glowed in the dark, and shapes that moved super fast, too fast to be people. She also heard sounds that scared her much. Her blood felt cold. This was territory, now a place where humans only went when they had to, because of some kind of deal, or when they were really desperate. Emma was both of these things. She had a deal. She was desperate. The vampire territory was not a place humans liked to go to, but Emma had no choice. She was in a situation where she had to be. In the vampire territory, the carriage went up a steep hill, and then the castle was right in front of her. It was like something from a dream. The castle was built into the side of the mountain with lots of stone and pointy towers. The windows were lit up with a light that did not look very friendly. There were stone monsters called gargoyles on every corner of the castle. They looked like they were in a lot of pain. The big gates of the castle opened by themselves. Emma felt like she could not get away. The castle was a scary place, and Emma was really afraid of the castle. When the carriage finally stopped, Emma found that she could not get herself to move. The carriage had... Emma was stuck. Her legs felt like they were made of water. She was breathing fast and taking small breaths, in her heart was beating so hard that she thought it was going to jump out of her chest. The door of the carriage. A woman with a very pale hand reached out to help Emma down. This woman was a servant. She had nice eyes, but when she smiled, Emma saw that she had sharp fangs. Emma realized that even the servants at this place were vampires. The vampires were everywhere. Even the servants were vampires. The entrance hall was really big. It looked like the mouth of a huge animal. The floors were made of marble. They shone because of all the candles that were lit. There were pictures on the walls that showed people fighting and bleeding. A big staircase went up and around into the dark. And in the middle of everything, there was a man standing and waiting, and he looked really angry. This man had to be the king. The king was standing there looking like he was about to explode with anger. The entrance hall was filled with the king and all the things that showed how powerful the king was. Dominic. Thorne was really tall, over 6 feet for sure. He had shoulders that looked strong, like he could fight. When Dominic Thorne was around, the air felt thick. His hair was very dark, like the color of ink. It went down to his collar. Was wavy, which made it seem like Dominic Thorne did not care about how he looked. Dominic Thorne's face was made up of lines, and he had a fancy nose, the kind of face that you might see in a rich person. He was good-looking, in a way that was also a little scary. What really caught Emma's attention were Dominic Thorne's eyes. They made her stop breathing. The eyes were silver. They were as bright as the light of a star. When those silver eyes looked at her, she felt like she had nothing to hide. It was like every secret she had and every fear that scared her was right out. In the open for those silver eyes to see, the king walked towards Emma within a sneaky movement, taking each step very carefully. Emma felt like she should get away from him. She felt like she should fall to her knees and ask him to forgive. She felt like she should just vanish. Instead, Emma just stood there, unable to move, and watched as the king came closer to her. The king stopped when he was 3 feet away from Emma, close enough that she could feel the very cold air around his body, but far enough that she could not reach out and touch him, even if she was brave enough to try. The king was very close to Emma now, and she could feel the cold from his body. The king was getting closer. Emma was getting more scared. The words Emma had practiced saying just would not come out. Emma was supposed to say sorry, to tell him about Charlotte being sick, to ask him to understand why Emma had to make a change. When Emma looked into his silver eyes, Emma found that she could not say a word. Emma just stood there feeling weird in the silk dress that Emma did not pick out, waiting to see what he would say. He was the one who had the power to decide what happened to Emma. He had already ended the lives of so many people, all with his own hands. Dominic walked around Emma, slowly looking at her like a boss checks his workers before a big job. Emma made herself stand still, even though she really wanted to run. When Dominic finished walking around her and stood in front of her again, his face looked different. He was still really angry, you could tell that. There was something else there too. It looked like he was confused or something. The anger was still there. It was just hiding under the surface. Now Dominic looked confused as well. Emma saw the confusion on Dominic's face. She did not know what to make of it. Dominic's expression was hard to read. Emma could see that he was still angry with her, and now he was confused too. He asked me what my name was. His voice was really deep. It sounded nice and strong. He did not sound like he was from here. His accent was different. It sounded like he had been to a lot of places. What is my name, he? His voice was deep, with an accent that spoke of distant lands and a long time ago. My name is what he wanted to know. Emma. She really hated how small her voice sounded in that huge hall. The name, she said, was Emma Carter. That was not Charlotte. The name sounded really bad. It was scary. This was not the woman I was supposed to marry. Emma shook her head. She could not say anything. She was waiting for him to get really angry, to yell at her, to do something mean to her. Dominic just laughed, and it was not a funny laugh at all. Your family sent someone. It was like I was buying something. They could just send me a different one if I did not like it. I am really sorry, Emma said, the words coming out in a rush. Charlotte got sick. They thought I could take her spot, and I know this is not right. I know you have every right to be upset with me. Please do not be mad at my family because of this. If you need to be mad at someone, be mad at me, Emma said. My family did not do anything wrong. They did not mean to make you angry, the people who matter too. Emma did not mean to offend you. Emma wants you to know that. The room became really quiet. All the vampires just stopped moving, staring at their king with scared faces. Emma started to feel really bad when she saw that asking for her family to be safe was a mistake. Dominic's eyes changed from silver to a color like the sky before a big storm hits. Do not punish your family, he said, slowly, like he was thinking about each word. The family that gave you clothes that nobody else wanted and sent you to live with a really bad person, without even talking to them about it first. The family that did not care about you much. They thought you were okay to give to this bad person instead of their own daughter. Your family. Emma felt tears burning behind her eyes. She did not want them to fall. Yes, she said. Because what was she supposed to say? The people we are talking about are still my family, Emma thought to herself. They are still the people I care about, my family. Dominic looked at Emma for a long time. She saw something change in his eyes. He was still very angry. He was not angry with her anymore. Dominic moved his hand slowly towards her face so she could pull away if she wanted to. Emma did not pull away. So he carefully lifted her chin up, which made her look at him. Dominic kept looking at Emma. She kept looking back at him and, Dominic, how old are you? Emma Carter. 20-3? In 23 years, has your family ever made you feel like you are important to them? Have they ever put you first, taken care of you, and loved you like a family is supposed to love you, Emma? Really wanted to make something up. She wanted to stick up for the people who took care of her. When she looked into those really old silver eyes, she just could not do it. The truth came out before she even had a chance to think about it now. So, why do you stick up for the people you are talking about? Because no one else ever. Will Dominic's face changed in a way that surprised Emma. The anger in his eyes started to fade. Something new took its place. Emma had never seen this before on the face of the king. He looked sad and upset. It was like he finally understood something. He also looked like he recognized something in her. Dominic let go of Emma's chin. He did not move back. He stood there, spoke to her in a soft voice. The voice was low and quiet, just for her to hear. This was strange because they were in a room of people. I was going to send you. I was going to cancel this contract and let your family deal with the problems they caused. I was going to be mean and harsh because that is what I learned to do, to survive for a long time. 400 years. Then you looked at me, Emma Carter, with your eyes, and I felt something that I had not felt for a very long time. 200 years. I felt hope, Emma Carter. Emma, confusion took over where fear had been. Emma did not understand what was happening. Dominic said he did not know either, and for the time she saw that he was not sure about something. His face was very old. She had never seen him like that before. There was one thing he was sure of. You did not want to be, she thought. You did not ask to be given away like something that belonged to someone. Dominic was saying that he would not make her stay with someone who was not good just because her family did not care about her. So Dominic was going to give her something that nobody had ever given her before. He was going to give her a choice. Dominic said that this was something for her and that she had never had a choice before. The choice was hers, and Dominic was going to let her make it. He took a step back from her, which made things feel more formal between them. When he spoke again, his voice was loud enough for everyone in the hall to hear. Emma Carter, you can stay here. Be my bride, and I will make sure you are treated with respect and kept safe. You can leave tonight. I will give you some gold to help you start a new life somewhere else. I will cancel our agreement without making you pay for it. The decision is totally up to you, Emma Carter. The hall was filled with talking. Emma heard people gasping in shock from the vampires who were there. It seemed that their king giving people choices was not something he usually did. Emma just stood there trying to understand the thing he had just done for her. He had given her freedom. Real freedom from her family, from the plan that had been made for her, from everything that had been controlling her life. The vampires were clearly surprised that their king was giving Emma freedom. Freedom was a thing. For Emma, it meant she could make her own decisions and do what she wanted. When Emma looked at Dominic Thorne, she saw the way he was watching her with something really delicate and full of hope in his old eyes. Emma found herself wondering something. Why would Dominic Thorne let her make the decision? Someone should have been giving you choices your life. His voice became gentle. Love that is based on force and fear does not last. It falls apart. He said with a small smile, I want you to choose to stay with me, the love. I find that I really want you to choose to stay with the love because the love is important. Emma's mind was over the place. She thought about leaving and taking his gold with her. That way she could finally get away from the family that never really wanted her around. This was what Emma had always dreamed about on those nights. She was scrubbing floors and dealing with her mother being mean to her. If she did this, Emma would be all by herself, and that was a scary thought. The world is not a nice place for women who do not have anyone to protect them or a family to look out for them. Emma knew this. It made her think twice about what she should do. She would never find out what could have come from the feeling she got. When she was standing there looking into the eyes of the vampire king, he was a king who had just given her something that nobody else had ever given her. The vampire king had given her respect. She wanted to know how time she had to make a decision. The woman asked this question because she needed to figure out her step. How long do women like her usually have to decide on something like this? She thought to herself. The decision was important to her, so she asked how time she had. Dominic's face lit up with what looked like relief. You can stay long as you need to. He said this with a bit of a joke. I hope you do not make me wait another 400 years for Dominic's pride to be satisfied. Dominic is not sure his pride could handle waiting long, so Emma was really scared and confused. Everything was just crazy. But with all that, she couldn't help it. Her lips started to curve up into a little smile. What if I said I need 1 week, 7 days to figure out if I can really trust this offer, to see if Emma can trust the people making this offer if they are really different. From all the other people who made Emma promises before, Dominic said this away. You will have 7 days to look around my home. You can talk to my people. Figure out if you really want to live this life. Emma, he said in a serious tone, after those 7 days are over, if you want to leave, Dominic will take you to wherever you want to go. Dominic will make sure you have everything you need to do when you get to your new place. Emma took a breath. She felt like she was standing at a place where she had to make a choice. Every way she looked, she did not know what would happen. Okay, Emma said. Her voice was stronger now. Emma will stay for 7 days. Dominic's face lit up with a smile. It was like the sun coming up over a place. Then Emma Carter was welcome to Thornwood Castle. The next 7 days might just be the start of something that would surprise both Emma Carter and Dominic. These 7 days could be the beginning of something that neither Emma Carter nor Dominic expected. As he offered his arm to escort her deeper into the castle, Emma placed her hand on his sleeve and felt the cold of his skin through the fabric. She was terrified, confused, and completely out of her depth. But for the first time in her life, someone had asked what she wanted, and that small act of respect had changed everything. The first 3 days were a whirlwind for Emma. Everything was new. She was learning so much. She would wake up every morning in her room. This room was bigger than her room at home. The servants were really nice to her. They did not treat her badly like some people did home. Emma spent her days walking around the castle. The castle had many long hallways. She liked to explore and see what was around the corner. The library was one of her places. It was full of books in all sorts of languages. Some of the languages she could understand, and some were completely foreign to her. Emma also loved walking in the gardens at night. The flowers that bloomed in the dark were beautiful. They smelled so good. The cold air was filled with their perfume. Dominic was always around when she needed him. He did not bother her. Ask for too much. He would be sitting in the library reading when she got there. She would see him on the garden paths when she wanted someone to talk to. He would eat with her. They would talk about all sorts of things, like big ideas and the stories she loved when she was a kid. Dominic never tried to get her to do something she did not want to do. He always treated her with respect and care. This made her start to feel comfortable around him. The walls she had built around her heart started to come down because of the way Dominic treated her. Dominic was very gentle and kind to her. The way Dominic acted around her made her feel safe and happy. On the morning, Emma went downstairs to eat breakfast, and she found the castle was really messed up. The vampires were running around the hallways with weapons. The servants were standing in little groups whispering to each other, and they looked really scared. The castle was usually a calm and elegant place, but now it felt like everyone was on edge and something bad was about to happen. Emma found Dominic in the war room. He was leaning over a table that had a lot of maps on it, and his face looked very angry. Like he was made of stone and fury, the vampires and the maps in the war room were all filled with a sense of urgency, and Dominic was right in the middle of it all. The castle and the vampires and Dominic were all waiting to see what would happen next, and Emma was there too, in the middle of the castle and the chaos. "What has happened?" Emma asked from the doorway. She wanted to know what was going on. Emma was standing in the doorway looking at everyone. She really wanted to know what had happened. Emma was very curious about the thing. Dominic looked up. She saw that he was really tired. You could see it all over his face. Some bad vampires went to 3 villages night, and they hurt a lot of people. 27 people. Some of them were kids. These rogue vampires are heading to the territories now. We have to stop the rogue vampires before they hurt people who do not deserve to die. Emma's hand went to her mouth. The Eastern Territories had her family's lands in them, the village where she grew up. She was really scared for the people who lived there after everything that had happened to her. Can you stop the rogues? She was thinking about the people in the territories, and she did not want anything bad to happen to them. So, can you please stop the rogues? Dominic said he will stop them, and you could tell he really meant it. There was no doubt in his voice, a cold certainty. The question is, how more people will die before Dominic stops them? He stood up straight, rolled his shoulders like he was getting ready to fight. Dominic said he needs to leave within the hour. Henrik will make sure you have everything you need while Dominic is gone. Emma saw him get ready for a fight, saw his people get ready for war. She felt something move inside her. This was the guy that everyone was afraid of, the Vampire King, who had stopped families from having more children and had put an end to uprisings. He was using his scary power to keep people safe, to save them, to protect people who would never even know who he was. The Vampire King was not the thing from stories she heard when she was little. The Vampire King was actually a lot more complicated than that. The woman said that she wants to help, and this was something she said all of a sudden. Dominic stopped getting his sword ready. Emma, this fight is not for you. You need to stay here, where you will be okay. People are dying. Children are dying. I am not a fighter. I want to do something to help the relief efforts. I can help get supplies for the people who are hurt. I can also help organize the relief efforts and work with the settlements. Please do not make me just sit around while the people and the children suffer. I want to help the relief efforts and the human settlements. He looked at her for a long time, and she noticed that he was surprised. She saw this surprise in his silver eyes. The people who never helped him before, he would still try to help protect them. He would do this to protect the people who never protected him. I want to help protect the innocent, Emma said. The innocent people do not deserve to suffer just because my family is being really cruel to them. The innocent do not deserve this kind of treatment from my family. Dominic walked across the room in a few steps and put his cold hands on Emma Carter's face. Emma Carter is really special. I think Emma Carter should know that. The thing is, Emma Carter is truly special. Before she could say anything, he gave her a kiss on the forehead. It was a kiss. Then he let her go and went back to what he was doing. Henrik will work with you on this. You do what you think is best with the plans. I trust what you think is best. Henrik will help you make the decisions. Those last 4 words made Emma feel all warm inside her chest. The king really trusted what she thought. Her whole life people told her she was not good for anything, and that she was stupid. Now, the king trusted her to make big choices. Emma worked hard getting everything ready, sending messages and making sure people who had to leave their homes had a place to stay and food to eat. This was the time in her life that people actually saw her. The king and everyone else needed her. That made her feel important. Emma was important because she was doing a job helping the refugees, and the king trusted her to do it. The king's trust in her made her feel like she was really good at something for the time. Dominic came back 3 days later. He was covered in blood. It was not his blood. He was really tired, so he moved slowly. Emma saw him in the entrance hall. She did not think. She just ran to him and put her arms around him. Dominic was surprised for a moment. His body became very stiff. Then he put his arms around Emma. He was very careful. He held her like she was something special that could break easily. Dominic held Emma like this because Emma was very important to him. She whispered that he was safe against his chest. She did not care that Charlotte's dress was getting all bloody. The blood was not important to her now. Charlotte's dress was getting ruined. That was okay. He was safe. That is all that mattered to her. I am safe. You could tell he was really upset. The bad people, the rogues, they are finished. They will not hurt any villages. There will be no more fires. She pulled back to look at him. She saw something really sad in his eyes. How people did he have to kill? All of them were killed. There were 43 people. His jaw clenched tightly. I do not enjoy killing people, Emma. The stories about me are not true. They make me sound like a monster who loves fighting and hurting people. That is not true. Every time I kill someone, it bothers me. I just deal with it better than most people do. Emma reached up, touched his face, her warm hand on his cold cheek. He saved hundreds of people's lives. The burden that the protection carries is one, and it is what makes him more like a real person than a lot of people Emma has met. The weight of protection is a deal, and it is what makes him human. It is the price he pays for keeping people safe, and it is a big part of what makes the protection so important, the protection that he provides. Dominic turned his head, kissed her palm, his eyes fell closed. I have to tell you something. We caught one of the people before he died. The rogue. Told us who paid them to attack the settlements. Dominic and the people with him found out that the rogue was hired to do this. The person who hired the rogue is the one who wanted to attack the settlements. Emma's stomach dropped. Who was that person? Your father is a bad person? The words he said were very hurtful. He planned the attacks to make a lot of trouble, to make me want to call off the wedding so Charlotte would not have to move. Your father was willing to hurt a lot of people just to keep Charlotte from doing something he already said was okay. He did all this to protect Charlotte, his daughter, from a life he did not want for her. Your father and his actions are very wrong. He used the attacks to try and get me to break the marriage contract so Charlotte would be safe. The world felt like it was turning down. Emma grabbed the edge of a table to stop herself from falling. She was breathing really hard. Her father was a person. He had hurt kids, burned down houses, and torn families apart. He did all this because he did not want to let go of Charlotte. He did not want to keep the promises he made. Then he sent Emma away without even thinking about it. He put her in clothes that did not belong to her and sent her to a place where she might die. He did this because to him, Emma was not important. She was not worth anything. Emma was something he could get rid of. Her father had done all this. He had sent Emma to this place, a place where she might not survive, all because he wanted to keep Charlotte, and Emma was just not as important as Charlotte. I think I am going to throw up, the woman whispered to herself. Dominic caught Emma as her legs gave out, lifting Emma as lie and carrying Emma to a chair. He knelt before Emma, his hands gripping Emma's hands tightly. Breathe, Emma. Just breathe. Dominic as Emma. She looked at his face, saw that he really cared about her. His old eyes showed that he was worried. She started to feel a little, and the sickness went away. When she could talk again, her voice sounded empty. What are you going to do to my family? What will you do to them, to my family? Dominic's face became really tough. I am going to make them pay for what they did. It might not happen today, or even this year. I have all the time in the world, and I never forgive people who hurt innocent people. Your father will have to pay for every person he killed. Your mother and sister will also have to answer for what they did to help him. When I am finished with them, the Carter name will be a reminder of what happens when you do bad things. Emma knew she should be really scared. She should be asking for them to be spared. Instead, Emma felt happy that bad things were going to happen to them. It was a feeling, but Emma could not help it. Good, Emma said with a lot of anger. The people who did things deserve to be punished. Emma thought they had it coming. She was glad they would have to face the consequences. Dominic's eyes got really wide because he was so surprised. You are not going to ask for help for the people and trouble the people who need it, the people. People sent me to you like something they wanted to get rid of. They hurt people who did not deserve it because they did not want to keep a promise they made on their own. My whole life they made me feel like I was not good enough and like I was not there. She looked back at him without looking. Why would I help people who never helped me when I needed it? A smile slowly spread across Dominic's face. It was a mix of being really impressed and feeling a bit of a dark thrill. There is fire in you, Emma Carter. I thought so from the start. Now that I see it shining so brightly, it is really amazing. He stood up, pulled her to her feet with him. Come with me. You need to get some rest. I need to clean this blood off me, before I get it all over the castle. Tomorrow, when you are feeling better, I want to show you something. I want to show you the castle. The thing is, I have something that I have never shown to anyone, and I want to show it to you." The morning Dominic took Emma to the lower parts of the castle. They walked past doors that were locked and corridors that had guards. They kept going until they got to a room that felt like it was not part of the present. The room had a lot of paintings on the walls. There were hundreds of them. These paintings showed people and places from a time ago. In the middle of the room was a picture of a woman. She had the silver eyes as Dominic. She looked strong and kind at the same time. The woman in the picture had Dominic's silver eyes, and her smile was very special. Dominic looked at the picture. Emma looked at it too. "The picture of the woman was the one like it in the room," my mother Dominic said quietly. Genevieve Thorne was her name. She was a being once. This was before my father turned Genevieve Thorne into something to save her from a bad illness that was wasting her away. Genevieve Thorne lived for a long time, 500 years. Even after all that time, Genevieve Thorne never lost her ability to care about people. This is really something because the world we live in is a place that often rewards people for being cruel. To each other, Emma said that she is really beautiful. Emma thought about this for a moment. Then she said it again. "She is beautiful," Emma whispered to herself. Dominic's voice cracked as he said that she was everything to him. "The hunters killed her 300 years ago. They were really after my father. She got in the way. She took the stake that was meant for my father's heart. My father would have died if it was not for her. She died to protect the people she loved. I have spent 3 centuries making sure that the people who killed her paid for what they did to her. The people who killed my mother, she paid for their crime. I made sure of it. She, my mother, is the reason I did all of this." Emma turned to look at him. She saw everyone there. Every single one of them will be gone. Their kids, their grandkids, their whole family will not exist anymore. His silver eyes looked at hers. He did not say sorry. "That is who I am, Emma. When someone hurts the people I care about, I become a scary person. I will be kind and patient and loving to you. I will be mean and angry to the world if they try to hurt you. I will show the world how mad I can be if they dare to threaten you, Emma." She should have been really scared. Any normal person would have run away from a creature that could be so mean and hurt people for a time. Emma felt kind of safe. This old and powerful being was telling her that she would be kept safe with the same strong feelings that had hurt families for a long time. That Emma would be important enough for this being to get angry and fight for her. Emma would matter to this creature. It would take care of her. "I have never had anyone look out for me," she said in a voice. "You have me now." Dominic stepped closer to her. His hand came up to touch her face. "For as long as you want to stay with me, you have Dominic. Dominic will do everything to keep you safe because you are Dominic's, and he protects the people who belong to him." Emma leaned into his touch. It felt really cold. His skin was cold against her skin. "The week is over now. Tomorrow is the day, the last day of the week. The weekend is almost here." Emma was thinking about the weekend, and she was thinking about him and his cold skin. The week is really over. I know that he did this. His thumb was moving across her cheekbone. "Have you made a decision about this yet?" His thumb stroking her cheekbone was an intimate thing for him to do. She really needs to ask for time to think about this. A sensible person would be very cautious and careful in this situation. She did not do that. She stood up on her toes. She kissed him. She put 23 years of feeling lonely and wanting someone into that one kiss, the way her lips touched his lips. Dominic let out a sound that was a mix of a groan and a prayer. His arms wrapped around her. He lifted her off the ground. He kissed her back with a hunger that had been building for a long time. 400 years to be exact? He had been waiting for something. He did not know what it was until now. When they finally stopped kissing, they were both breathing hard. This was weird because Dominic did not actually need air. His forehead was resting against hers. He asked that question in a quiet voice. "Is that your answer?" he whispered. Emma said to ask her tomorrow. She was crying happy tears at the same time. "Emma told me to ask her and she will give me her answer." That evening, Emma and Dominic sat together in Dominic's study. They watched the snow fall outside the windows. Emma was curled up against Dominic's side. His arm was around her shoulders. She felt really peaceful. This was what Emma had always wanted. She did not want a lot of money or a big house or an important job. Emma just wanted Dominic to choose her. She wanted Dominic to think she was special. Emma wanted Dominic to love her. Emma said this to me in a voice. She wanted to hear something that's actually true. Something that's real, Emma said. Dominic was quiet for a bit. I'm afraid, he said after a while. All the time I worry that the people I care about will be taken away from me. I think that I am too messed up to be happy. I think that Dominic will wake up one day and realize that he can do a lot better than someone. Like me, a person who has done some bad things. A person who is not good enough for Dominic. Emma turned to look up at Dominic Thorne. I see Dominic Thorne, the monster, and Dominic Thorne, the man. There is a lot of violence in Dominic Thorne. There is also a lot of gentleness. Dominic Thorne has a lot of fury. Dominic Thorne also has a lot of love. I am still here with Dominic Thorne. His eyes got all teary. He did not try to hide it. You have no idea what those words mean to me. Then show me, she whispered. The kiss that followed was not like the one. It was slower and deeper. It felt like it was full of promise and possibility. This kiss tasted like it would last forever. It felt like Emma was coming home. It felt like she had found something precious that she had lost a long time ago. When they finally stopped kissing, Dominic held Emma close. At that moment, Emma knew for sure that she had made up her mind about the thing that mattered her feelings for Dominic. Emma had made her choice. It was about Dominic. Forever is not really forever, she would find out soon. It can break easily than she thought it would. Some bad things can happen suddenly without giving her any warning. The storms of life can come when she least expects them to. That is what makes them so scary. Forever and storms, they are both things that she will have to deal with. She will have to be strong to get through them. The seventh day was cold and clear. Emma woke up in her room feeling happy and excited. Today was the day Dominic would ask her to stay with him. She was going to say yes to Dominic. Emma and Dominic would start their life together. And they would make something nice from the bad things that happened to Emma before. Emma put on a blue dress, a new one that was made just for her, and she went downstairs. She was looking for love. What she got was a big mess. The main room was packed with vampires she had never seen before. They were all staring at a woman who was really gorgeous. Her hair was a white color, and it fell down her back in nice waves. Her purple eyes looked around the room like she owned the place. She was standing way too close to Dominic. The woman had her hand on Dominic's arm like she was saying he belonged to her. Emma stood still in the doorway. She felt a feeling in her stomach. It was like something was very wrong. Emma got a feeling all of a sudden. The bad feeling was growing inside her stomach. The woman looked at her and a mean smile spread across her lips. She said in a voice that sounded a little scary, "This must be the human girl that everyone is talking about." The woman was talking about the replacement bride. The replacement bride was what everyone called her. The woman's voice was like honey. It was also a little bit poisonous, Cassandra, Dominic said in a tone that is really enough now. The woman. Cassandra just laughed. She moved towards Emma with a strange and smooth walk, going around her like a wolf sneaking up on an animal that is hurt. I guess Emma's pretty if you like girls who seem like they might break easily. Cassandra leaned in close to Emma, her voice getting very quiet and mean, so only Emma could hear her. Did he tell you about Cassandra and him, little human? About the 200 years they were together? The fights they were in, side by side. The throne they shared like they were king and queen. The bed they slept in together? Emma felt ice forming in her veins. He did not feel that way, did he? Cassandra's laugh was cold and mean. Poor Emma. You really thought you were special to him? But you are the latest thing that caught his attention, you see. Emma, he gets bored easily. He finds a new person to spend time with until he gets tired of them. Then he goes back to what he knows and loves. What he always comes back to, Emma, is what is familiar to him, what is eternal like his relationship. With Cassandra, that's enough. Dominic was suddenly standing between them, and his face looked really angry. He told her that she was not invited to be. He said she had to leave. He said she had to leave now. Cassandra's smile turned mean. I do not need to be asked to things, darling. Not after all that we have done to each other. She turned to talk to the room, her voice loud enough for everyone to hear. Tell her the truth, Dominic. Tell her that 1 week ago you were going to do what you originally planned. You were going to marry the sister and use Cassandra as a servant. Or even worse, use her for her blood. Tell her what you said about the Carter daughters, that they are all the same and do not really matter in your games. Tell her that to you the Carter daughters are like pieces that can be used and thrown away. The words really hurt Emma. She looked at Dominic. She saw the truth in his guilty face. It was like she got punched or something. Before he could cover it up, Emma saw the guilt over Dominic's face. Emma, he said. His voice was really strained. Let me tell you what is going on, Emma. She asked this question in a quiet voice. Was I really someone who could be replaced by anyone else before you met me? Was anything about us real? Was I just someone who happened to be around at the right time and was easy to be with? She wanted to know if anything about her. This person was actually real, or if she was just someone who was easy to be with. At that moment, I had no idea you were a part of this. Dominic's words came out in a rush. The only thing I was aware of was the contract. It said I had to marry a girl from the Carter family. To be honest, I did not really care which one it was because I did not think I would ever actually care about any of them. This whole thing was about power and money, Emma. It was a deal between families. Then you came into the room and everything was different. I was not special, that is what it means to be interchangeable. Emma's voice cracked when she said the word. My family has always told me this, that I can be replaced. This is how I have always felt, like I am not really needed, like I can be swapped out for someone. Just like I have always been, someone who's not unique. No, listen to me right now. Emma backed away from his hand. I really need some air. Being in this place is making it hard for me to breathe. Emma and I are in a tight spot. I have to get out of here because I cannot breathe in this room. She turned around, ran away, and she could hear his voice shouting after her. Her heart was breaking into pieces with every step she took. Behind her, she heard Dominic's voice. It sounded really scary. He said, You will be sorry you did this, Cassandra. Also, said I do not care what we used to be to each other. He said, You just hurt the person in the whole world that I would do anything to protect, and now I am going to make you pay for what you did. To them, Cassandra. Emma did not hear what he had to say. She was already gone, running through the corridors of the place that had started to feel like home to her. She ran out into the gardens. The gardens were really cold and icy. Emma collapsed on a stone bench. She let the tears fall down her face. She felt like a fool. Emma had let herself think that things could be different. Emma had let herself believe that someone could actually pick her, that someone could actually want Emma for who she was. Not because it was easy, because it was good. For them, but because they really wanted Emma. The cold was really getting to Emma. It was like it was inside her bones. She just could not get herself to move. She was sitting in the garden watching the sun go up higher and higher. The tears on her face were. Her heart felt like it was turning into ice, just like the touch of the vampire king. The king's touch was really cold, and it was making her heart feel the same way. Emma was just sitting there feeling the cold, feeling the tears on her face, feeling the king's cold touch. She did not hear him come up to her until his coat went around her shoulders. It was warm from his body. He was a person, but his coat was not. He sat down beside her on the bench. He left some space between them. Then he just sat there in silence for a minute. The coat from him was still warm around her shoulders. He just existed beside her, not saying a word. Dominic finally said, You should go inside. It is really cold outside. The cold will be bad for you. You will freeze out here, Dominic said. I am thinking that I want to freeze. The thing that is on my mind is freezing. Freezing is what I am considering now. He jumped back like she had hit him. The woman was right, he thought. I deserve that. What the woman said was true. He really did deserve that. Emma said that in a tone. You really do. More silence went on between them. It was really uncomfortable. Dominic was the one to talk. I am not going to make up excuses to try to make you feel better. Before you came into my life, you were a name that I saw on a piece of paper. Our marriage was something that our families had arranged for reasons. I did not think I would feel anything for you, because I had not felt anything for a very long time. He stopped talking for a moment. His voice started to shake. Then you looked at me with your eyes, and I felt a lot of things all at the same time. I felt scared and hopeful, like I knew you and I felt love. This really scared me, Emma. This thing still scares me much. It still terrifies me. The thought of it still terrifies me. Emma kept looking at the garden. Cassandra told her that she was something to take her mind off things. She said Emma was like a toy that people play with for a while and then forget about. Emma was a thing to Cassandra. Cassandra is a mean and nasty person who tried to get me to love her for 200 years. She wanted me to love her the way I love you, and that is after meeting you for 5 days. Dominic's voice became very cold. Cassandra tried for 200 years. She did not succeed. Now she is mad because a human, a regular person, was able to do something in a very short time that Cassandra could not do in a very long time, and that really bothers her. She cannot stand that you were able to get close to me quickly when Cassandra was not able to do that in 200 years. Emma whispered. How can I be sure that this is real and not just something that sounds good? How can I trust that you will not get tired of me, that you will not lose interest in the things I have to say? The fear is that I will wake up one day and you will be gone, that I will be thrown away like I have been my life like. I do not matter to anyone, like I am nothing. To the people who are supposed to care about me, Emma whispered. Dominic put his hand in his coat, pulled out a little box made of velvet. He just held it there between them. He did not open it. This was my mother's ring, the thing I kept when my mother died. I have taken care of it for a long time, 300 years, and I have kept it safe, like something very precious. I was waiting for the right person to wear my mother's ring. Dominic's hand shook a bit. I was planning to give my mother's ring to you today on day 7. That was the day I asked you to stay with me. He put the box softly in her lap. She can take the box. Go. The box is worth a lot of money, so she can sell it. Get enough gold to live a really good life anywhere she wants. If getting rid of the box makes her happy, she can just throw the box in the ocean. He does not care what she does with the box. He just wants her to understand that this was never something to play with. She was never anyone. From the moment he met her, she was the one who mattered to him. The box and everything else was all. About her dot, Emma looked at the velvet box. She felt really confused. Her mind was telling her one thing. Her heart was saying something else. Emma was thinking about the velvet box a lot and what it meant to her. The velvet box was really important to Emma. You hurt me, she said. The woman told him that he had really hurt her feelings. She felt very bad because of what the man had done to her. The man had hurt her. That is what she told him. You hurt me, she. That is the truth. I know. You made me feel really bad about myself again. This is like what they always did to me. They always made me feel worthless. I know this. I am willing to spend the rest of my life making things right with you if you give me the chance to do so. I will do everything in my power to make amends for what I have done. I hope that you will be able to find it in your heart to forgive me. I am really sorry for what happened. I want to make things right with you, Emma. Took a breath. I need some time to think. I just cannot forget the things that I heard. The things that I heard are still on my mind. Dominic stood up slowly. You can take all the time you need, Emma Carter. I am not going anywhere. I have all the time in the world. I will wait for you every single second. He began walking towards the castle, then he stopped. I want you to know that I was wrong about a lot of things. There is one thing I was right about. You are a person, Emma Carter. The people who made you think you are not special should be sorry for what they did. To you, then he was gone, leaving Emma alone with a velvet box and a decision that would shape the rest of her life. Emma sat in the garden for a long time. She waited until the stars came out. Her fingers got really cold. Her tears dried up. She opened the box only one time. She just wanted to see what was inside. The ring was really old. It looked amazing. It had a red ruby in the middle and small diamonds all around it. The diamonds sparkled in the starlight. This ring belonged to his mother. It was his thing. He gave it to Emma without wanting anything in return. He just asked her to trust him. The ring was a gift from him to Emma. He gave her the ring. Asked her to believe him. She thought about her family. They never really cared about her. Her family did not value her all. Then she thought about Dominic. Dominic had liked her from the start, even though he seemed kind of cold at first. At first, Dominic wanted something from her that is true. The way Dominic acts now, the way he feels about her now, that is all real. She could feel it when Dominic touched her gently, when they had conversations, and he was very patient when Dominic chose to make her happy instead of doing what he wanted to do. Dominic did all these things for her. The thing is, it was not about whether he was cold to people before he met her. The real question is, can she really trust the way he is being warm to her now? Can she take a chance? Believe that she is worthy of being picked by him, that she deserves to be chosen by the man she is. With the man who is showing her this warmth now, Emma stood up. She had made up her mind. Then Emma walked back into the castle. The velvet box was clutched in Emma's hand. She walked into the room. Found Dominic sitting in his study. He was staring into the fire. There was a glass of blood wine next to him that he had not touched. When she came in, he looked up at her. You could see the hope and fear in his silver eyes. They were fighting against each other. Dominic did not say a word. He did not get up from his seat. He just waited to see what she was going to say to him. He waited for her to tell him what she had decided about something. Dominic was waiting to see if she was going to judge him or not. The blood wine was just sitting there untouched as Dominic waited for her to speak. Emma walked across the room, held out a box made of velvet. The vampire turned pale, which is pretty surprising for a vampire. He probably thought Emma was giving back his mother's ring. Instead, Emma opened the box and held it out to the vampire. She told me to ask her. I had to ask her in a way, she said. Ask her that is what she wanted me to do. A look of understanding came over his face. Then he felt really happy. It was like a weight had been lifted off his shoulders, and he looked much younger. Dominic got down on one knee in front of her, took the box from her hands. His hands were shaking. Emma Carter, he said. His voice was full of feeling. I have been alive for 400 years. I've never met someone like you. You are very brave. You care about people. You are also stronger than you think you are. When I am with you, I want to be a person. I want to be the kind of man my mother thought I could be. Dominic felt this way because of Emma Carter. He wanted to be worthy of Emma Carter, to be the man he knew he could be for Emma Carter. I want you to stay with me. I want you to be my queen, my partner, my forever. I really need the music of love to be played with you, my queen, my partner, my forever. I want this love to last forever with my queen, my partner, my forever. Emma felt tears streaming down her face. These tears were happy tears. She said yes quietly. Emma said yes to everything, the thing. Dominic jumped up, pulled her into his arms. He kissed her with a lot of relief and a lot of love. He really needed to hold her. When he stopped kissing her, he put the ruby ring on her finger. His hands were shaking. The ring fit her finger right, like it was made for her a long time ago. Dominic loved the way the ruby ring looked on her finger. He loved her. He was happy the ring fit her so well. The ruby ring was really special to Dominic. Now it was special to her too. I love you, he said, with a lot of feeling. I will love you for a long time, until the stars stop shining and the world comes to an end. I will do something bad to anyone who tries to take you away. For me, the person I love, I really love you too, Emma. She meant this with all of her heart. They stood together in the firelight, holding each other and making promises that would last for eternity. Their peace did not last long. Something was happening in the hallway. It made them both turn around. Henrik burst into the study. His expression was very serious. Henrik looked like something was really wrong. They were with Henrik in the study now. Henrik was clearly upset, my lord. We have visitors at the gate. It is the Carter family. They want their daughter back. They are being very firm about it. The Carter family is demanding that we return their daughter to them. Emma felt Dominic get really stiff against her. He said in a voice, "Tell them that Emma, is not their daughter anymore. Emma is the person I am going to marry. They have no right to her at all. Dominic said that they should know Emma belongs to him now. Henrik continued. They have brought some papers from the lawyer. These papers say that the marriage agreement was with Charlotte Carter. Since Charlotte Carter is alive and feeling better now, they think they can make us change things back to the way they were before. They believe they have the right to do this because of what the marriage agreement says about Shlakata. Dominic's eyes flashed really dark. Then I am going to teach them what happens when they break contracts and hurt people who do not deserve it. Bring them to the throne room now. Call every single vampire in this castle to come here. I want all the vampires to see what is going to happen to these people. 20 minutes later, Emma stood beside Dominic's throne. His hand was holding hers tightly. She was watching her family come into the room. Her father looked really angry. Her mother looked like she did not like what was happening. Charlotte looked scared. Behind them was a lawyer who seemed nervous. He was carrying a stack of papers. Her father's eyes found Emma away, and he looked at her with a lot of dislike. There you are, Emma. Get your stuff. You are coming home with your father. Your sister is feeling better now. The contract with the other family has to be followed with the right bride, which is supposed to be Emma. Emma is not going anywhere, Dominic said, his voice echoing through the chamber. Emma is the one I want to marry. The contract you have is not valid for Emma. The lawyer spoke up, sounding really nervous. You cannot just cancel it, he said. The agreement clearly says Charlotte Carter is the one who has to do this. If Charlotte Carter is alive and able to do things, then she has to fulfill the obligation. Dominic. That was the scariest thing Emma had ever seen. I can get out of this deal. The thing is, I have proof that Magnus Carter paid some vampires to attack the towns that I am supposed to keep safe. A lot of people died in those attacks. 27 to be exact. And some of them were kids. That is a serious crime, and it means that any agreement we had is not valid anymore. Magnus Carter did a thing, and that changes everything. The attacks that Magnus Carter was behind are the reason why I do not have to do what I said I would do. Her father went pale. That is not true. I would never do something like that. Her father is really upset because he thinks that is what happened. It is not what really happened with her. Dominic made a gesture. The guards brought out a vampire who was tied up in chains. This vampire was the one they had caught. It looked like it had been through a lot. The vampire had said some things before it died. It actually mentioned you by name. It talked about the times you met with it, the money you paid it, and the specific things you told it to do to cause trouble, so that I would call off the wedding. Her father got really angry, said that was not true. He said that what a bad person says does not matter. The testimony of a criminal is worthless. So you want to talk about the letters we found that he had? These were letters that you wrote yourself. They had information about when payments were supposed to be made and where attacks would happen. Dominic's voice became very quiet, which was scary. You killed people who did not deserve to die because you did not want to keep your promises. Now, you come to my home. Ask me to give you the woman I care about, which is something I will not do, because I do not think you can take care of her. Her mother stepped forward. Her voice was really loud. She said, our daughter belongs to us. You do not have the right to keep our daughter if we do not want you to. Emma felt something break free inside her chest. It was like a weight had been lifted off her. She had been quiet for long, taking in all the hurt and meanness. Now it was all gone in one moment, when everything became clear. Emma said, I am not your daughter, and her voice was loud and clear in the room. She said, I was never your daughter. Emma was the mistake they could not get rid of. She was the embarrassment they wanted to hide. They made Emma feel worthless, giving her clothes to wear and making her clean the floors. You only care about me now because someone else wants to be with me, and that really bothers you. It seems like you are only paying attention to me because someone finally feels the way about me that I have been feeling. You cannot stand the fact that someone else wants to be with me. Her mother's face turned red. How dare you talk to me like that? We have done a lot for you, her mother. This is how you speak to me. Emma said this with a lot of shock. You did a lot of things to me. You hit me? You did not give me food when I was hungry. You made me feel like I was not there. Then you sent me to a vampire king because you thought he would kill me just so you could save Charlotte. Something unexpected happened. He picked me as Charlotte. He chose me. I am the one nobody wanted. I am the mistake that was made. I am the one who was supposed to replace someone. You know what I picked him to? I chose the king. She held up her hand. The ruby ring sparkled in the light. I am going to get married. I want to make that clear. I have decided to stay, and it is my own choice. The ruby ring is a sign of my engagement to be married. There's really nothing you can do to change my mind about getting married and staying here. The room just exploded. Her father jumped up, yelling all sorts of things. Her mother was screaming words. Charlotte started crying hard. All this time, Dominic just stood there, holding Emma's hand the whole time, letting her deal with her own problems until her father tried to grab her arm. The vampire king made a move. He was standing next to Emma. Then suddenly he had her father trapped against the wall with his hand around his throat. His fangs were out. His eyes were totally black. "Do not touch Emma," Dominic said in a voice. "Do not talk to her. Do not even look in her direction. Emma is my responsibility now. I do not forgive people like she does." The vampire king, Dominic, was very serious about protecting Emma. Dominic let her father go. He fell to the floor, really struggling to breathe. Then Dominic spoke to the room in a voice that was so loud it felt like the walls were shaking. The Carter family has to leave these territories. The plan for Dominic to marry into the Carter family is not going to happen. All the deals they made to work are finished. The Carter family has 1 week to get out of their homes. After that, Dominic will take over their lands and give them to people who will actually take care of them. The Carter family will have to be gone in 1 week, or Dominic will do what he said. Dominic is very serious about the Carter family leaving. They have to get out of these territories. Dominic will give their lands to the people who deserve them. The Carter family will not be allowed to stay. The lawyer said you cannot do this. He did not say it very strongly. The lawyer protested. It was a weak protest. "You cannot do this," the lawyer said again. "I am the king. I can do whatever I want. The king can make any decision." Dominic's smile was really sharp. It was like broken glass. What the king wishes for is to never see these people. The king wishes to be left alone. "Guards, please take them out of here. If these people resist, the king gives you permission to use force on them." The guards were moving forward. Then Charlotte broke away and ran to Emma. She said please, and she was crying much that tears were running down her face. "Please," she said, "do not let him do this to the family." "We are family," Charlotte said to Emma. "You cannot leave us," Charlotte told Emma. "We are family." Emma looked at her sister. The girl who always got picked first. Her sister was always safe and loved. Emma did not feel happy about what was happening. She just felt really tired. "You left me behind first," Emma said. "You left me every day of my life. Now it is your turn to know what that feels like." Emma was talking about her sister, the girl who had always been loved. Now Emma was saying that her sister gets to feel what Emma felt like. Her sister gets to know what it is. It's like when someone leaves you behind, like Emma's sister left her behind. Charlotte was pulled away crying. Her parents shouted mean things, said they would get back at everyone as they were taken out of the big room where the king sits. When the huge doors shut behind them, it got really quiet in the room. Emma stood there trembling over, and then Dominic put his arms around her. She fell against him. "I did it," she whispered to herself. "I actually stood up to them. That feels really great. I stood up to them. I am so happy about it." Dominic said she was really great, he whispered into her hair. She was absolutely great the way Dominic saw it. She was magnificent, Dominic thought she was. Magnificent. People are going to hate me now. The people I care about are going to hate me. I think the people around me will hate me. This is really bad because people are going to hate me. That is good. Let them hate you from a distance while I love the person that you're up close. He pulled back to look at her face. "Are you all right? Do you regret what you did with the person that you love, which is me?" Emma thought about this for a moment, looking inside herself to see if she felt bad about what she did. All she felt was relief. "No," Emma said to herself. I do not regret what I did. The people around her made their choices, and now Emma has made her own choice, the choice that Emma feels is right. For Emma. Dominic, his smile was really soft and proud and full of love. Then let us move forward, my queen. We will make something from the ruins that they left behind the queen, and Dominic will build something new and beautiful. The next few weeks were really busy. There was a lot to do because Emma had to take care of the kingdom. She also had to work on some treaties and plan her wedding. Cassandra was not allowed in the kingdom anymore because Dominic told her to stay. He did not want her to interfere with anything. Emma was very serious about learning what she needed to know to be a queen. She went to council meetings, studied a lot about vampire laws and how the government worked. Emma wanted to know everything about being a queen. She was working hard to learn it all. The kingdom and the wedding were important to her. She wanted to make sure everything was perfect. Emma was going to be a queen. She had to be ready for it. The quiet moments were what she loved the most. She really liked the evenings when they would sit together in the library and read. It was also very nice when they would dance in the hall at night under the stars. In the morning, she would wake up, find Dominic watching her sleep. He would have this look of wonder on his face. It was really sweet. 1 month after, Emma got to the place on the night she was put in a carriage and sent away. Emma married Dominic Thorne. The wedding had a lot of people, including vampires and humans. Emma wore a nice dress made of silver silk. This dress was made for her. It was not something she borrowed from someone else. When Emma walked down the aisle to marry her king, she felt good about herself. She knew she was doing the thing, and that she was supposed to be with Dominic Thorne. Emma was happy to be marrying the king, Dominic Thorne, because she felt like she was home. Dominic saw Emma Thorne coming towards him. Tears started falling down his face. He had been alone for a long time, but that was all changing now. Every step Emma Thorne took towards him made him feel less alone. When Emma Thorne got to the altar, she took Dominic's hands. He whispered to her so nobody else could hear. He said, "I waited 400 years for you, Emma Thorne." Dominic told Emma Thorne that he would wait 400 years for her if he had to. Emma smiled through her tears. "The waiting is finally over for you now." Emma is really happy that you do not have to wait. Emma felt like she was where she was meant to be when her king gave her a kiss. It was like she had found something special that she had been searching for her entire life. When they stopped kissing and turned to face their people, Emma understood something. Her whole life, Emma had been the person that nobody noticed. The one that nobody picked, the person who was only chosen when nobody else was available, the Emma who was always an afterthought, the replacement. For the king's real choice, she is standing here in front of hundreds of people who are watching her. She has a crown on her head that was made just for her. The man she loves did something he did not plan to do. He chose her. Now, she knows what is really going on with the man and the crown and everything. She finally understands the truth about the man who loves her and the crown that was made for her. She had never been a person without worth. She was just waiting for someone to notice how special the woman was. Now that the woman had found this man, now that the woman had decided the woman was important, much as the man had decided the woman was important, nothing would ever make the woman feel like she did not matter again. The woman was happy because the woman had found someone who truly cared about the woman. The woman felt loved. Years went by. Emma was happy. She learned how to be a leader with Dominic. The people respected her. Emma found out that being chosen was not something that happened to her. It was also about becoming a stronger person every day. Emma always remembered where she came from. She never forgot the girl she used to be, the one people did not want. Emma did not let the bad things that happened to her make her a sad person. Emma and Dominic worked together. The people loved them for it. Emma was happy. She was strong. She was the Emma. She was meant to be a leader and a good person, just like Dominic. Her family was in a bad spot. They did not have Dominic's treaties to protect them anymore. So they were targets for people who wanted to hurt them and for people who wanted to play politics. In 5 years, Emma's family lost everything. They were poor, they lost their land, and people did not think highly of them. When Emma found out what happened to her family, she was not happy or sad. She just thought that what happens is a result of the things people do. Emma's family was. Emma's family was suffering because of the things that had happened to Emma's family.